evening all from a sunny Evesham. We're now streaming live, but we're recording live. We've got a special today. Well, it's a Monday. I've never streamed on a Monday before, but we're now with Andy Entwistle, who's going to tell us all about Raptor Sports Cars. For those that know about Raptor Sports Cars, they're based in Scotland. But I'll let Andy introduce himself, and let's talk about Raptor Sports Cars. Over to you, Andy.
Right, okay, John, yes. Thank you very much. Right, so obviously, my name's Andy Entwistle. I'm the MD of Raptor Sports Cars, and I am based about 25 miles east of lovely Edinburgh, a place called North Berwick, and it's known as the Riviera of Scotland. So it's a really nice, lovely area where we have our workshop. We've got a 5,000 square foot workshop. And we're part of what was an old ministry building here, because we had a massive big World War II air base just here. So I have the old gym, the church, and the theatre. So it's a fantastic building. As I say, it's massive. We can sprawl around. So it's very, very good. So yeah, we were very proud to bring car manufacturing back to Scotland. I think the last time was something like 1986 or something like that. So yeah, it was a while back, you know what I mean? I think it was kind of basically the Argyle, which was a bit of a wedge-shaped thing, which was originating just from Campbelltown, which is just over on the west coast of Scotland. And believe it or not, as a boy, I used to muck around. I'd basically good mates over in Inverary, and it's not far away. And I actually know the guy purely. I was like, oh, he's the guy that does Minifish Carbs, doesn't he? And they're like, yeah, that's the guy. So anyway, so we started off again, and yeah.
You're being rather modest there, because you've not mentioned the awards that you've won. Was it the Premier Awards? But you've won. You've won that 3 years on the trot, haven't you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, you know, it's basically just down to the product itself, the quality of the product, our business model, and not only that, what they try and like to see as well is basically year on year that the business itself is flourishing. And you know yourself, I started business kind of, way back in 2001.
I was going to say, because you're also celebrating your 10 years now as well. It literally is this year.
Yeah,
so 10 years you've been going. Yeah.
So the first Raptor rolled off the production line 10 years ago, believe it or not.
Wow.
And honestly, it just seems like yesterday. I'm just like, how did that happen? But we've done well, so it's been very, very good. But for us, it's been absolutely fantastic that someone kind of recognises our hard work. And as I say, it's not just about the car; it's about the engineering, it's about our marketing. It's about the reviews of our business. It's just basically everything, year on year, and they just keep coming back to us. And year on year, we keep saying, "Stop changing it." But it just evolves, you know what I mean? You're like, well, do you know what? We can maybe do this a little bit better. And COVID, for all its negatives, has really been a positive, because for us, we've just had to look at our manufacturing processes, and we're just like, instead of kind of subbing that out and let someone else do it, we're like, no, I've had enough of this. I can't wait any longer. Let's go and do it in-house, So now we're doing all our aluminium welding in-house. We're making all our own fuel tanks in-house.
I was going to come on to that, because it's not, there's a lot of engineering that you're doing in-house now, but you're also an engine builder. You pretty much build all the engines that go out in these cars, don't you?
Yeah. So really for me, what I did was I just basically turned a hobby into a business. So at the age of 21, I used to work for a really large engineering company just down in Rugby, and one of the first jobs I got was dumped in the middle of Nigeria, and said, "Oh, this is a rather large vertical hydro generator," because a lot of the big projects that we went on, we were they were funded by the World Bank, and they were there to basically give the locals, just a reliable supply of electricity and things like that. So we actually went out and we did that. But the beauty of that, I mean, I did that at the age of 21, and basically we've quite literally just learned to say, do you know what? We need to do it, and we need to engineer our way out of it. And it's kind of really funny how the whole thing has worked, So I kind of finished that in 2001, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and turn a hobby into a business. And I started building competition engines for people. Then I ended up doing quite a lot of engines for kit cars. And I'm 6'7". So it's not a lot of kit cars that I fit.
I was going to say, from all the pictures I've seen, I know you're a tall chap, but you do actually fit in a Raptor and very comfortably,
So that was it. So it's just like, well, if no one makes one, I'll do it.
I was going to say, I don't fit in all the others. I'm going to build one myself.
Yeah, I'll build one myself. Never mind, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's an absolute super picture somewhere of me trying to get in like a little red 7. Do you know what I mean? With my legs hanging out of the cockpit. And as I say, I always remember doing it, and all my staff and my wife were rolling around the floor behind me, laughing. Yeah. So it's been, it's been really funny how the whole thing has evolved. Really, if you think about it, And I'm pretty sure, for us, it's mainly been, we've had a really good core understanding of engineering. Then, I've been dumped in all these weird and wonderful places throughout the world, Asia and all these sort of places, and going, well, you need to fix it. And once you fixed it, I'll book you a plane to get home. If not, you're staying to fix it. Do you know what I mean? So, there's just that kind of, bullish mentality of going, no, I don't understand the word no. We're doing it, and we'll engineer a way around it.
Exactly. Well, and 10 years later on, this is where you are. And it's
this is where we are. Yeah.
You've sold a lot of kits, and you can ship them. I would say worldwide, but I know you're building one. Is it Stefan in France?
So I'm doing one for Stefan just now. But yeah, I mean, his is beautiful. What a beautiful machine, I think he's going to be blown away. I mean, it's nice seeing the pictures, but once they're actually in front of you, you're like, wow. So yeah.
I've just
looking forward to that. That's virtually done.
Yeah, I'm just putting a couple of slides in the background so you can see your cars and some stunning shots and some stunning colours on them as well. Are they all spray painted? Well, that green in particular. So when ZZR, Kawasaki that does
did that, that there is the original factory color. That took me a day to get the color code out of Kawasaki. I had to phone 4 or 5 dealers, and in the end, I knew a friend who worked in the dealership and said, "You couldn't give me that number, could you?" "Oh, right, okay, yes." And that's
exactly for me, color, whatever you call it.
Yeah. Just tied it off.
Yeah, it does pop it. I bet in the sunlight as well. I mean, it looks cracking there, but in the you do another one. Is it Moroccan Flame? I don't think.
Moroccan Flame, which is the thing. Yeah, so that's the lovely orange. And do you know what? The orange and the black have always been our factory colours. So we've kind of swapped between the orange, the orange bodywork and. We did a very nice one, which was the black with the orange stripes with all the orange cage, and that was really nice as well.
Yeah. Again, that's another one of the green one there.
Yeah. So another one. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk us through the engine options, because I know you're mainly running the 1.6 EcoBoost.
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, our ethos here is that we really like to use the modern technology stuff. We're really not very keen on using the older type engines, because I just feel as manufacturers, ethically, we need to try and just do a little bit for the planet. So we're trying. So we kind of picked that little Fiesta because it's direct injection. I mean, it's funny. Yeah. now turning petrol engines into diesels. Because that's the way that a diesel works, isn't it? It injects diesels directly into the cylinder.
And are you,
anyway,
are you running the standard ECU there? Because I think when I looked at some of your articles, you can get a bit more out of them.
Yeah, so we're doing that. So standard horsepower, they're about 180. With us, with a standard map, they're 235. So straight away, and then not only that, we've worked very closely. It is, it really is. So we're doing that. I mean, I took mine all the way up to basically up to Glencoe, through the Great Glen, up that way with it.
Yeah. You've got some, I'm jealous. I'm jealous because you've got some cracking roads up there.
You're just sitting there, and you don't need to be hooling it around. You can just quite literally sit there. It is. I always wanted to do it, and I thought, no, let's go. Put the tools down. Let's go. It's about time we had a little bit of a play. So we went up there, and do you know what? I came back and I'd done over 50. I got over 50 miles to the gallon, and sometimes I was rocking on. I was 3 figures in some places. You know what I mean? I'm like, I need to calm down.
It's just
overtaking caravans. You know? No, so they're very good. You know what I mean? And I just think that we just need to do that. So for us, I mean, those little 1.6s, you know, they're all aluminium, so they're lovely and light over the nose, so it helps turn in a little bit better. They're quite compact, so you can pull them back to the bulkhead, you know what I mean? And then you've got that really good chassis balance between you rather than having it hanging out, do you know what I mean? Just because you're struggling for bell housing space. You've got the young fellas. I mean, they're throwing them in the hedge every weekend, you know. So it's plenty of parts.
plenty of donors. Yeah.